Hey guys, how's it going today? So we're seeing the market plunge 600 points today. So it's kind of a scary thing to see this, as it's something that we really haven't seen in so long. So I thought it was kind of notable to make a little bit of a video on it, a little bit of mindset, and also to discuss a little bit more about Apple, the video I made yesterday. I think it's really important to take this into perspective. I mean, we've seen the markets just rally so much last year. And while this may seem huge, this is actually really healthy. This is a good thing. When you see something like this, at least you know that, a little bit of a pullback might be, it might be in the cards in the future, but that's okay because things don't just go straight up forever. Um, I think if we want to look at the Dow Jones here, we're still, so it's down 675 points. Year to date, we're still up 28%. That's huge, right, guys? So, I mean, some of the reasons that they're saying is basically because interest rates are going up. But I think a huge part of this is just components of the Dow, and one of the biggest components of the Dow is Apple. And it's getting hit pretty hard today after earnings yesterday, which, again, I think is quite ridiculous. Um, I'm looking at this today. I know I mentioned this yesterday, and it's just making me laugh. Uh, uh, when things are just ridiculous with Apple, sometimes I usually load up more on my position, and it always works out. Um, I feel like this is a cycle that we see all the time. Like I mentioned yesterday, disappointing going up into earnings. The earnings are good, and then it keeps going down for a bit, and then it recovers, right? Um, so obviously do your due diligence, but I think this is an excellent time to invest. And again, I think it's investors not seeing some of the things that contributed to some weaker sales. Like for example, they had one. It might not seem like a lot to some people, but they had 1 week less of sales on this um, quarter than they did the one prior, the year to date one a year ago, and the numbers weren't that much weaker. And the other thing with the iPhone that had 3 months of the iPhone 8 and only 2 months of the iPhone 10, right? And I do believe that the 8 probably cannibalized a lot of the 10. I mean, people that bought the 8 were probably not going to buy the 10, most of them, right? And we only had 2 months of it, right? So that was kind of the timing issue that I was talking about yesterday. And I think that some of the forward guidance is also hurting Apple, but again, they tend to be modest. So I thought I'd do just a really, really quick video today on this. Um, because when I just see things that are just so ridiculous to me, I have to comment on them, and I wanted to give you guys a little bit of my mindset on the Dow dropping like this. I haven't looked at the other indexes. 1.92%, the S&P 500, 1.74 Nasdaq. So not really huge. I think it's a healthy pullback. We might see a little bit more. We certainly haven't seen much weakness lately. So interesting to watch whenever you see these, headlines. You kind of like, oh, is this finally it? Is this finally the pullback that we're going to see? But I don't know. I'm not too sure if this is it yet. We've just seen too much strength in the earnings lately, especially with all the tech giants yesterday. So it'll be interesting to keep an eye on it and see how things go. Okay, guys, that's going to be it for today, and I will see you in the next one.